Hello and welcome back to Cultist Simulator with me, Barden. Right, so we're back with Father Ted. It's been a while since I played this particular save, but we're gonna do what we can do with it. So, gonna run on time. All of our people, I believe, have been promoted up as far as they can. Yes, they have. Okay, we're gonna grab that. So you have some notoriety there. So where do we have heart people? Here we go, Leo. Let's have a chat with Leo about our cult. That will give us a chance to get rid of the notoriety and allow us to head on another expedition if we need to. Pop some reason in there. It's going to take a while to get used to where stuff is on this one, because on my stream one, which I did my stream yesterday, the layout was pretty different. So we have what 3.5 minutes left on that, so this should help us out, hopefully. Don't like all these dreads hanging about, but they don't have that long left on them, so it's not like we're going to get all of them getting captured. But still, I'd rather have none of them get captured. Right, then over to here. Where's our knock lore? We must be using it in here or here. Okay, there's a health back, so we're back to 5 health, which is always good. Okay, a restless longing has, okay, restlessness. What have we got here? Oh yeah, provide erudition or use a library. Well, we got erudition, so I guess we're going to use that. That contentment. Let's do this. You are the one that's going to be there for the longest, so we'll do that and get rid of you. And just kind of save ourselves any potential trouble from that. So I'm thinking, I probably want to do maybe one of these, maybe Chateau Raveline next. So we're hoping that you get rid of that, because then we can head off to the chateau. Let's put you there for now. Grab you and get that reason working for us again. Okay, got all of these books as well that we need to do. Okay, optimism is the spice which saves. Certainly saved us. Okay, that's good. So that is done. So next then we need to worry about going on this expedition, I guess. So let's pop you in there. Let's then send Neville to start, and we'll send Clavette as well, but we may change our mind on that. Let's fund it then, see if we can get some kind of hint as to what we're going to be facing, and potentially change up the people that we're sending. The remote and rotting chateau of the Cultist the Raveline was looted long ago. We have found hints that it was not looted thoroughly enough. There may be a secret room. Equally, there may be a curse. Okay, curse. Potentially, then, where are our winter people? There we go. Okay, let's send Auclair. So Neville and Auclair are going to go to start with. I'm going to see how that progresses. So let that run on. So we only got one dread now that we need to worry about. So it's not really going to be a long-term issue, I don't feel. Okay, we're going to get some contentment from there as well, which is good. What do we need here then? Our solution plans for next phase. Okay, so we need heart or lantern to suppress this curse. Otherwise it will not. Okay, so heart. We're going to go with Clavette, we were going to send Clavette anyway, right? Let's actually send Leo because Clavette is injured and we don't want to get her injured again. That could be a bit of an issue for us. So we send you and then we shall worry about anything we need to after that. We now have to provide dread. You, okay, provide dread. Gotcha. Probably do have silent intensity skill as well, right? Pretty sure we do. An open soul. A silent intensity. Yeah, we could have provided that, but we had the dread there anyway. We get some contentment out of that, so we pop you up there. We got a fleeting memory out of that, so we pop you up there. Now, Mantis time. So let's see. Way of the. Try to remember. Way of the White Door is the higher level, right? So we're going to do that, and then let's try Dreamy with no. So what can go in there? Just health. There should be something else that can go along with that. Oh, do you know what probably is? It's probably our temptation, which we haven't yet found. That's possibly it. Because I know one of them is Dream it with your temptation. And then maybe going from... So that would get us to the stag door, or the riddle of the stag door. And then maybe getting from there... yeah. We bear a great power of opening. We'll almost certainly find this hidden door. Okay. So our knock is fine. So what we should actually do is send Dorothy along to boost... Yeah, let's boost things up on the other side. Or actually... No, because we can get ready for the next phase, right? So if we send Enid, that thing gives us 20 knock, which should be absolutely fine. Then we can send Dorothy for the next, when we get preparing for the next phase. So then we're going to have 10 heart to be able to ward off the curse. Should be good for us then. While we are waiting then, let's have a chat with you as well. I want to see what it is that you want from us. We'll grab that and we'll get work going again. Okay, so Father Ted is obviously having his clandestine meetings as that's those two going. I wake in the night, my palms, my face are beaded with sweat. Okay. Dark days, I must be careful not to let doubt creep in. So maybe I have seen this before. I don't remember seeing two of those before actually pop up at the same like that. Maybe this is going to give us some dread out of it. Could be. What do you need now? Oh, maybe that's what it is. Maybe this produced the dread. Maybe that's where it came from. That this one came from there. It was talking about dread being multiplied. That's probably what it is. Okay. Surrender passion, which might occasionally be damaged. Use a sanctuary or an open soul skill. Okay, well, let's use an open soul skill. There we go. We'll do that. Yeah, so Father Ted has been keeping the guys busy trying to ward off all of this kind of infighting that was happening before the cult kind of expanded to its current size. And for now, at least, it seems to be working. Keeping the guys busy, even those not actually going on the expeditions are being told like that they, they're earmarked for certain expeditions. They need to prepare for it, and they're spending a lot of time doing that. And also, I'd imagine at this stage as well, people have been told, listen, you're going to be going on this expedition, probably with this person. Sort things out between the two of you about, what's going to happen, so that way then there's less kind of backbiting and stuff like that happening on the expeditions as well. Again, it's just all of our head lore, but I love to add it in myself. Many of the dead enter the mantis through the White Door. They wander its corridors in silence until they are lost. Some embrace each other, some devour each other, some force their way into the dreams of the living, A few record their memories on the mantis stone where it is soft. They scratch it with their nails, you see. Last night, I read one of those memories. Okay, so we grab that. And then we shall head... Oh, no, didn't need to do that. Sorry. You want to go back into the mantis, thank you. So do that, and... Health. There we go. Run you on. Okay. Our expedition plans for next phase. Challenge, it'll consume funds. I can add funds now, or I could send another follower. Well, we're going to send another follower. Let's send Dorothy. That then gets us to 10 hearth. And gives us a pretty good chance. Yeah, that's what happened then. So the dread multiplied, produced this, and then it went to there. Okay. So we now have to produce some contentments to keep an eye on that. So I think once we've done this, we will do that. So now we're just looking for her to potentially give us a commission. What we probably should do is really move these down. Let's grab by the number. Okay, it doesn't look like we actually got one from her. Maybe she doesn't give us one. Let's have a chat with you and see what happens. Okay. We are strong enough in heart to almost certainly secure against the curse. Okay, you're Grail. So Clavette is going to go. Just to give us that extra little bit of heart. You're not an issue because we've got no fascination at the minute. Okay, get the work cycle going again. So funds at the moment is not an issue. So what we're doing now is what the plan is. So you kind of know. I want to get through these books. I want to go to some. I want to get higher in the mantis. I want to get some higher level places where we can go as well. And I want to start building up some like tools and artifacts that we can that we can have there when we're ready to actually to go for the ending that we want, which is the special one to do with injuries and afflictions, etc., for the priest. But right now we're still in that preparation phase of making sure that everything that we need is in place. Everything that we could possibly need is in place as much as we can. You can't really legislate for every single little thing, but making sure that we have enough kind of high level things of like knock lore if we're going to need knock lore or other lore as well there, so that when it does come to it, we're not kind of reaching a certain point and realizing, oh shit, we're missing this very important piece of the puzzle. We've now got to go and try and find it, and we don't even have the means to go and look for it. We've got to do all these other steps first. So I'm trying to put us in a position where if we get to that point where we're missing this thing, we got to go get it. It's only going to be like a 1 or 2 step process to actually go and start looking for it, rather than all of these other steps. You know, things like, oh, we need it. It's going to be in a very high level place for an expedition. Oh no, we don't actually have access to that level of the mantis to be able to get a place of that level, so we're gonna have to work on that. And then in the meantime, we're possibly losing progress from other things that we've done and having to redo things or do some kind of process that is kind of almost freezing our process or our progress. And you know, we have to keep kind of feeding whatever it is into this machine that we've created ourselves, which is kind of a loop where every time whatever it is comes up, we've got to provide something, and then that's going to be a whole extra effort that we need to do to provide that. So I'm thinking of something, say, similar to what did we do before? We did the one with where you had to keep providing prisoners, right? But then we had to provide prisoners or we'd lose all the progress back down to a certain level. So at that point, then you've got to make a choice. Do you let it revert all the way back, or do you keep on providing the prisoners to maintain what the progress you've made so far, because you are very close to getting the last thing you need, which in that case I think was like 36 of a certain lore. I can't remember which one it was. It was 36 of a certain lore that we had to provide. And I think at that point we actually let it regress and then went back at it when we were ready. But that's the kind of things I'm thinking of now, is trying to prepare so that we don't have to do as much of that this time. Again, I don't know, like, I'm not someone who goes to the wiki and looks up, how do I get blah 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 ending, and then just say, okay, to get that ending I need these whatever 5 to 10 things, and then have a list of, this is what I need to do to get item 1, these are the order I have to do them in, 1 to 10 or 1 to 5 or wherever. These are all the things I need to do to get there. Because at that point then, at least I feel, you're not really playing the game. What you're doing instead is you're just following a set of instructions, and it's almost like it's an extended tutorial where rather than the game telling you to click on this card and put it here and blah blah blah, it's basically you have a list that's telling you to do exactly that, right? So for me, I'd rather go and get a bunch of stuff, then see what progress I can make myself. When I get stuck, have a look into it, and then realize, oh, I need these 3 things. Actually, I've got 2 of those 3 things. Let's go get the 3rd thing, right? And do it that way instead, if that makes sense. But yeah, everybody kind of has their own opinion, I guess, and stuff like that. But that's kind of the way that I like to do things. Anyway, let's get back to what we're doing here. So we're going to go for the Lodge of the Sage Knight. We got some fascination, which is brilliant because the thing that looks for fascination is actually looking right at the minute. So that's going to be fun. Let's not move you. Right, so here then we have, last night in the billowing blue of the Lodge of the Sage Knight, I sat on velvet cushions and watched 2 dead contend with shining swords. They came with the place, said the woman who rules here now, the one who once called herself Galmier. I was not the Sage Knight, if that's what you're wondering. He went higher in the mantis long before I came here. My attention has drifted. The swords sparkle like falling water. The dead move like dancers. Okay, so let's click those. Then we are going to slot you again because we don't have any other thing that we need to worry about using it for. So, and I'm actually going to move those there for the minute. So run that on. Okay, so you've gone to 2 now. So you are now a little bit of an issue for us. Also be opened. When we open a thing that we learn, then we learn its nature. I've deepened my understanding of the lore that opens, which you call by its aspect knock. Okay, that's great. So now that knock lore is 1 away from being the highest, so it should be 12. Yeah, so 12 strength. I believe, yeah, the next one, right, will bring it all the way around, and the full circle is 14. Right, so next thing for us to do is to, I think, get studying these. We're going to start with you. Actually, no, because you're going to be knock lore, right? Let's start with you because you're probably going to be moth lore. So, actually, it's got locksmiths in it, so maybe it's not. Maybe it's going to be moth and knock lore. Okay, read this volume of the Locksmith's Dream. Janus is Janus, I guess, is the gatekeeper, the twin god, the god that wounds, the presage of changes, the sun, the moon. So we identify with him, with the watchman, the twins, with the mother, with the forge, with the menascate, and the madrigad. He cannot be all these, can he? The Flamines knew the church, knew the dry land, knew Elagabalus. Is he then synthesis, or is he something else? In Galatia they called him Ianus Lamius, but the Oblivates are notorious for their slander. Okay, so we shall see what comes of that. Right, what we got here then? Our power is stronger than the power that was here. The curse won't touch us. Beautiful. That is great to know. Okay. I didn't take up Poppy's offer. I don't know what Poppy's offer was. Right, let's go with you, because you generally do have some sort of thing for us to do. Oh, lots of things happening there. Okay. Our power is stronger than that power. Okay, same thing. Right, we're gonna send. Let's see. Maybe somewhat lantern. Where? No. Cat is there already, right? Clovette is there. Dorothy's there. Oh, there's Cat there. Okay. Let's get some lantern there as well. He's on the lookout, but there's nothing for him to find. The one thing, here we go. Commissions histories. Okay. So I'm going to pop that underneath you, and then we're going to have a chat with her. Right. Yeah, so the one thing that's kind of worrying is this, because we've got 2 dread in there. And it's more worried that if I kind of lose sight of it, it's going to be an issue. Okay. So that is Commission Grail. And then you are then the other one who is going to give us commission. So we're going to do you too. Okay, good. And for the moment, we will just keep on doing our work until we have to, or until we want to fulfill those. Let's go for the orchard this time. Oh, okay. Should have gone with there. That's the kind of one that I would have liked. The hours have been called unmerciful, but they permit sleepers sometimes to walk in the orchard of lights, where each fruit glows like a sunset, where the roots of the trees are shaped for peaceful rest, where the mist soothes the heart. I was there last night, and the taste of the fruit lingers, sharp and sweet as the passage of spring to summer. Okay, let's grab those, and I'm gonna pop you up there because I don't really need you at the moment. We got another commission. The commission is edge, right? Yeah. Right, so we got all of those. I'm gonna run things on. I want to. Okay, so ooh, that's not good. 2 fascination. Well, fascination came from there as well. Okay, interesting. Yanis has, they say, not 1 face but 2. To which I reply, why only 1? Why only 2? Herr Sultan Costly, according to Thomas Love Denman, once agreed that Janus was all of the gods and none, but later Herr Sultan insisted he was all of the gods, and Costly favoured simply none. Denman was a sinister dilettante, but this ring true of them both. Okay, so we got lantern and we got mothball. That's nice. Right, so let's do that. Now, so you can be increased. Oops. Mothblower is going to go there. Okay, that's good. Now, we're first of all going to do this. Oh, no, not studies. Dream. Into dream. In times of special crisis, I might visit a discreet pharmacist to purchase a tincture of opium and make my dreams sweet, but only in times of a special crisis. So we're going to do that. Then study-wise, we're going to move on to the... I guess we should just go in order. Okay. Study Hersel's treatise on ordinary places. The walls of the manse's Hersel begins with a size of starlight. Many of his directions are equally unhelpful, but common relationships do emerge. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll run it on. Okay, so a big thing for us is going to be dealing with these 2, really. There are enough to hopefully deal with that one, but we'll have to see. The last treasures of the Cultist des Ravelin lie here. In a surprisingly airy room, high skylight windows have long since broken, and the floor is lost underneath leaves and debris. But once the place was furnished as a nursery. Here is a cradle with the skeleton of a puppy. Okay, sounds like kind of Japanese, because that's in Japan. Like they wield their, they have a lot of kind of what are referred to now as kind of handbag dogs, like very small dogs, that are often wheeled around in buggies and stuff like that. Okay, so we have a Cinnabar amulet. You have the Book of True Blood. You have the High Mysteries of the Innermost Something, and some Grey Dawn Isle. Okay, a lot of really nice things there, I have to say. And then we also have some notoriety. Okay, so Cinnabar amulet is 4 strength, forge. Right, so we have been putting our items here. You should probably go there then. Okay, so that's a 4 strength one, so it should go there. You are then a book that is written in maybe Fusine, yeah. So we don't really, our books are not really in the best order at the minute, or in the best position, I guess. What to do about that though? I guess what we could do is, this is going to go live over here for now. Notoriety we're going to put up there. It looks like he's going to find it, so I'm probably not going to try get rid of it. You are 4th level, so you can go there as well. Those, then, okay, book-wise, let's order things. So what I'm thinking is, 1st level of books, it's actually probably going to be here, right? Yeah, let's do the 1st level of books here. These are all the books that do not need any sort of translation. Then we're going to have Latin, Greek, Sanskrit, Fusine, and you're in Latin. Okay, so let's put the Latin one there. Okay. So for now, that will do. But, yeah, I think we're just gonna have to go with it. Right. Next. I guess go here, right? And try. So the idea is go there and try to. Uh-oh, notoriety is not good. That gives him the possibility to suddenly go for damning evidence, which means we need to go in here and go to the Lodge of the Sage Knight and try and, okay, so he hasn't actually found anything. Uh-oh, that was not good. Oh, why have things gotten so bloody mixed up? You sit there. There we go. Okay, now, heart people. Leo, let's have a chat about some cult business. So, Father Ted takes Leo aside after one of the meetings. After one of the meetings, but now, like, it's not, because the cult is so big, it's actually rare where there's a meeting where everyone is there. It's more that we've set up all these different committees to look after things. So there is a committee for identifying suitable locations for the cult to go to. So like these places there, going to scout some of them out and seeing which ones are most likely for us to actually go. There is a committee for potentially recruiting new people into the cult, although obviously none that will be named, but certainly looking at that. A committee to do with providing any supplies that are necessary for any of the expeditions that we're going to do. Also looking at potential new locations for the cult to do its business, rather than kind of being you know, here in the church and then stuff like that. So again, it's all just canon, or head canon as it were, and not actually game canon, but it's kind of nice things I think to consider. And yeah, with stuff like that, after one of those kind of meetings is when we then take Leo aside and say, listen, Leo, so the last expedition caused a bit of a stir, and I want you to maybe talk to a few people who potentially could be in contact with the detective, and maybe convince them not to make that call, or not to contact him. So that's probably what Father Ted would have done. Now, here we're going to have to send someone to clean this up as well, though. The performance ends immediately. The lights come up. We are ushered from our seats and urged into the streets. It's never clear what has happened, but the club staff seem prepared, as if it had happened before. Lights bloom in nearby windows, and passers-by gawp at the crowd of guests dispersing into the night. So this one, obviously, again, in game mechanics, it's us that went there, but in our head lore, I'm going to say that it was... where is he? Saliba. Saliba was at the club, and did something that he probably shouldn't have done. But it's Saliba, right? And for him, satiating his desires comes above everything else, even though they rarely give him pleasure. So he has to go and find more exotic desires, shall we say, or more exotic things to do to satiate his desires. And whatever he did, we don't really broach the subject with him of what exactly was that he did. But wherever it was enough for the people who run the club to say, listen, tonight it's done. And then rumors got out that someone from our cult, or at least our church, was involved in it. And again, we're going to have to try and suppress those rumors. A picturesque account of a journey through nightmare, interspersed with what might be partial rites. On the 18th ascent is the bud, on the 36th ascent the blossom. So that's kind of a hint as well for rites and stuff, that a lot of the game ending, or a lot of the win condition rites require you to have 36 lore. So we're going to continue on with that. Study-wise, we're going to pop you in there. Read this volume with Locksmith's Dream. In this volume, notoriously, Galmier's prose begin to disintegrate, and it's not clear which dreams are in fact her own. We like Galmier, though. Now you are ready again, so we're going to do this. Oops. And pop that there. Start that up. Okay. Okay, he's on the lookout. Now he's going to capture one of the notoriety. There's nothing we can do about that. So we are going to be facing tentative evidence, at least. I spent the evening swapping theories with a table full of charlatans, posers, and perhaps initiates. Some of these theories may be true. So grab those. Contentment can go sit there. Erudition can sit over here. And we're going to run things on. Right, so contentment goes there. So that then helps us a lot, because that's going to generate, that's going to first of all deal with the dread situation. But then once that's dealt with, that is then going to generate a fleeting memory, which will then help us to keep on top of the keep on top of the fascination situation, and also will have a knock-on effect in that the restlessness that's currently sitting at the top, when it becomes dread, it's then going to help us close out the fascination situation as well. So that's good. All good. Subtle fracture, we should take that. Last night in the Great Pavilion, above the great sprawl of the Bounds, a woman who once called herself Theresa Galmier sat on gilt-fringed cushions and offered me a horn cup of dream wine. The wine is imaginary, she explained, but the cup is not. To navigate the Mantis, one must understand the distinction. Perhaps one day you'll join me on the pilgrimage, or I'll join you. So here, let us share a secret. And her breath tickled my ear. Okay. So let's run things on. He has gotten one notoriety. We've gotten the other one. So hopefully he doesn't actually take it from us. So there we go. Actually, the dread has gone in first, but it's still going to be the same thing, right? The dread will bring it down by one fascination, and then the bleeding memory that we're going to get from here will finish the job off. Paintings whispers, windows wink. I know these things are not true, but how can I be certain? Okay, so there's some vitality there, but we're not really going to use. We should get back into the Mantis though. Okay. So what we've got here. The woman in the sand-coloured robe has told me the stairways of the Mantis go ever up. Death is down. The mother of the ants guards both directions with each of her heads, and so the passage must always be through a wound. I think the white door might be a wound. That's one reason the dead sometimes pass it. I think I have the other half of the secret now, and I hope my reader can put both halves together. Okay. So again, beginning to just expand the how much lore that we have there, which is good. Okay, read Gore's Wainscot Histories. Gore doesn't mention the Mantis directly, but constant coy metaphorical references to ascending the staircase of years, to the doors of sleep, and to the blue light of dawn suggest he had commerce with the unseen world. Optimism is a spice which saves. It certainly saved us some issues there. Now, obviously there is, as I mentioned pretty much every time, but it's important to know, there is a chance that he won't actually convert that to anything. Now, we are going to start working on these though. So, up 2, which is you, and then we need some reason, so we shall provide some reason there and start that. Thank you. So what we'll probably do is do all 3 in a row, and then see where we go from there. So you're about to start looking again, and this is about to actually provide what you need. I'm safe for now. My adversary is not enough evidence in the case against me, and I found no new clues. Okay, that is good. You've actually got almost 4 minutes left, so it makes sense then for Leo to try and get rid of that again. So we'll do that, and once he's captured it, either way we're going to go on a new expedition, I feel. Yep, so as we talked about, this is happening. The Wolves of Spare, Prowls elsewhere, and then that's gone in there, so that's going to help us with that and close it out, which is good. Okay, we are going to take you.
Many of the dead enter the manses through the white door. They wander its corridors in silence until they are lost. Some embrace each other, some devour each other, some force their way into the dreams of the living. A few record their memories on the mantis stone where it is soft. They scratch it with their nails, you see. Last night I read one of those memories. Okay, so we're going to grab that. And we're going to go back in to the mantis again. And pop that there. Okay, that is good. And one thing's on. It was common in that time to speak of the division of the sun, by which contemporaries understood the eruption of barbarian forces and of their uncouth gods. Okay, so we get a further truth. Now, on to the next one, which is going to be some Forge lore. Read this volume of Travelling at Night. Allopolis, these disquisitions on fire and the unburnt god are interrupted by passages of distractingly erotic poetry pressed to Baldamera. Okay, I've finished the manuscript. Good. So we have manuscript there for now. Now we're going to do the next one, which is you'll need a matching lore fragment at least level 2. Okay, secret histories. So let's pop you in there, and then we need some reason to go along with that. So we'll do that and start you, and off we go. And what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to search this as well. Those stories that have been forbidden are the ones most apt for us to read. Okay, so start you. You're on the hunt again, but there's nothing for you to find, which is great. And you are done. Mirrors are calm, the sun is steady, the glory recedes. I'm sane, if that means anything. Okay, and got an autosave going on there. Right, let's go to the orchard. Good, we didn't take the destination. The invisible arts Crystal Lopley is said to have remarked are as profitable as macram, as ethical as tobacco smuggling, and in general as beneficial as roulette. Still, there is always the Orchard of Lights. And indeed, the orchard, with its glowing fruit and its peaceful mists, is a place to be yearned for. Last night I walked there in the peaceful hours of the deep night. Even after waking, I still carry with me a little of the glory of the old sun. Okay. So, let's run things on. Optimism is the spice which saves. Okay, now, don't need to talk with anyone right at the minute, so we won't worry about that. What I want to do is get this commission started, and then I'm going to end this particular episode, I think. To reach the stag door, I believe that all you really need is to want something enough. But I've never wanted anything that much, except for, of course, Baldamera. And I'm very much afraid that the knot in the story is this. What Baldamera wants is the stag door. But here's something I learnt in Persia. Perhaps it'll teach you what you want. Okay, so we've got a smith's secret and some erudition. Yeah, so right now we don't know what we want, which is kind of an interesting thing. Because generally you do have your one there. So what I'm going to do is, they just gave us this smith's secret, right? I'm going to dream. Can I even dream with it? I can't. What if I dream passion? And then just pop in that lore. Just want to see if that gives us anything. Now we're going to go with the next book as well. It is something in common with Latin and something else in common with the scratchings of Madden Rat. So this is Fusine, right? So that's good because that is going to allow us then to translate you at some point as well. Okay, I've finished the manuscript. We're going to grab everything there, and you can go sit there. Right, you can sit up there, and you can sit there as well. Okay, then the last one is this commission. It is also 2. It is a grail, right? Yeah, so let's pop you in there and pop in a reason and start that. And yeah, I think that's actually a good place to end. So hope you've enjoyed this one. Hope you're keeping safe right there, and hope to see you next time. Goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button there on the right, or checking out some other videos here on the left, or perhaps you might even share with some friends.